This video I'm going to go ahead and start creating our persistence layer. What we are going to be doing is we're going to be using JPA, and in this section of the course I am going to go through it a little fast, and we will be coming back and going into things in a lot more detail. So I know you're going to have questions about what we need to be creating and how things are being created, but I do want to go through this, create a nice little web application so you can see how quickly you can build something using Spring Boot and JPA. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to create a new package. I'll call that domain. And people keep their JPA entities in several different packages. Domain is fairly common. And what we're going to do is we'll set up a traditional book author setup. So we'll do author, and I'll be adding this. We don't need to keep popping that question up. And then we will also add in book. So I'm sure in some programming examples of object-oriented programming, we've probably seen this example before. So let's work on author first. Here, we'll do private string, first name like so. So the author is just going to have a simple first name, last name. And for the book, we'll do title for the book. And most books have an ISBN. And we'll make that a string property, ISBN. So at this point, this has set up our basic data structure. Right now, we just have a couple of POJOs. I haven't added in the getters and setters yet. I'll do that in a moment. But just to give you an idea of what we are building here. So an author and a book relationship. And for JPA mapping, take care of author first. This is also going to have a property, an ID value. So this ID value is what's going to be used to persist it into the database. So let's come in here. And if we use Jakarta persistence, this is what's telling JPA that this is going to be an entity persisted to the database. So now I have a red line there because I have not given an ID value. So I'm going to come in here, say ID, and then this annotation here, I'm going to say generated value. So we're going to say that the ID gets generated, and it's going to be by the database. So here I need to say strategy, generation type auto, and I need to do the exact same thing in book. So we want to annotate this as an entity. We want to give it an ID value. Then we are also going to annotate this as an ID. And again, you want to be sure that you're using Jakarta persistence and not the Spring data annotation for ID. Definitely use the persistence one. That is the JPA specification. And then we also want to say generated value. Again, here we're saying a strategy, so we're saying that the database is going to provide that. So here we'll be using H2, which does have an auto increment column, like so. So at this point, we have two entities created. We have an author entity and a book entity. So we just have private values on them. We do want to come in and generate getters and setters. So I just did Command N. That's on a Mac keyboard to bring up getters and setters. So I'm just going to tell IntelliJ to do that, and we'll generate getters and setters for all of these. So they are private values, so we do need getters and setters for each. And let's come into book. We'll also do the same thing. Again, getters and setters, and we'll go ahead and highlight those and say OK. So what we have at this point is two POJOs, POJO being plain old Java object, and we are providing getters and setters for all the private properties. So very simple implementation at this point. Right now we do not have a relationship between author and book, and I will complete that in the next video.